Hello, everyone. Thank you for being part of the United chapter. And please subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever I've got to bring to you as long as it's sports and as long as it's Manchester United related. I write about here at the United chapter with me, your very host, Abu KALS, as I'm definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest trade as it comes in with the number one trending show, and that's the Imminent and Done deals right about here at the United chapter. It's been a while since I last did the Imminent and Done deals, but a lot of people have been requesting me, really sending me a lot of messages and telling me that I really should get to the 11th episode. So it is the 11th episode of the Done deals, Imminent and Done deals for the club Manchester United. And right about here, we talk about everybody who is involved in the transfers, who's signed for the club, who's not yet signed for the club, who's going to be signing for the club, and who is leaving the club, every little thing really, who is almost signing for the club and who has already signed for the club. Anyway, let's get the party rolling. No time to waste when it comes to the Imminent and Done deals. Straight. Despite the fact that Manchester United had a game before, I think it's quite, it should be okay for me to talk about a little bit about the game against Lyon that was played in Scotland, in Edinburgh. This was a game that ended 1-0 in favor of Manchester United, with Donny van der Beek being the goal scorer of this game. But this game really only proves to us that Manchester United really needs a good striker. If you see, Donny van der Beek is the one who scored. It's not a striker. Really, a good striker is really needed in there. A number 9 is definitely needed in there. And that's why at the Imminent and Done deals, I'm also going to be talking about who is definitely going to be coming, who's the next number 9 for Manchester United. A lot of news to talk about. We dedicate this show really as there's an Aston Man U game. You can really do not need to miss it. It's on the 22nd on Saturday. So please make sure you stick around. Anyway, it's the Imminent and Done deals, and right about now, let me head into the real deal, and let's get the party started. Whom should we start with? We've got quite a big number to talk about. We've got Victor Usman, Andre Onana, we've got Moises Caicedo, Mohammed Kudus, we've got Mason Greenwood, Mason Mount has already signed, we've got Rando Kolomwani, and we've also got Rasmus Holland. Big list. Anyway, let's start with Victor Usman and his potential move to the club Manchester United. You will remember that Victor Usman is a Napoli football player, and Napoli really has done quite great with transfers. Really, they've already sold the former Manchester United target to Bayern Munich. I'm now talking about Victor Usman. I'm talking about Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae was supposed to be at Manchester United, but Bayern Munich really was too fast and put in the cash, and they got the football player, and he's now not available. Don't be taken away by any rumor, anybody talking about Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae is now a football player at Bayern Munich. However, the current number 9 for the club is still available, and that is none other than Victor Usman, top scoring football player. Is still available, and talks are going on between amongst very many clubs. And the question is Manchester United going to be part, as Manchester United was heavily linked to the football player, but his price is really quite high, 150 million euros. So Manchester United really is thinking again about possibly going into this, as United has not had final goodbyes to him. Manchester United still has a bit of chance with this transfer, but there is nothing that has been done. There is nothing like a bid that has been put in, but talks have been there always about right about now. I think he would really, I would really think he would be a big fit for Manchester United. I think he would be definitely a very big fit for Manchester United. United need a very good goal scoring football player like him. Football players like him, and also Harry Kane, also definitely players with a lot of experience. But at this moment in time, Manchester United is still not focusing on them. The focus is on different players that we are going to be talking about in this transfer show. Anyway, that's all I had for Victor Usman, as a lot of people were asking me to talk about Victor Usman and his potential move to the club Manchester United. But I can confirm to you that Victor Usman and his move to Manchester United still weak. There is nothing confirmed quite well, but there is a bit of talks going on. Anyway, let's get to yet another football player. Let's talk about Mohammed Kudus. Mohammed Kudus, who's an ex-football player, and he was coached by Erik ten Hag. Really is a very good one, a very wonderful football player, and is the latest football player who's been linked to the club Manchester United. So Mohammed Kudus really is also a big target for the football club Arsenal. Arsenal are trying to sign Mohammed Kudus, but Manchester United is also very interested in Mohammed Kudus, and at this point in time, Arsenal are very scared that Manchester United is going to take their target. As you already know that at Ajax Amsterdam, he was being managed, he was coached by Erik ten Hag, and they have quite a great relationship really. And the fact that Arsenal took Urian Timber, who was a Manchester United target, could they be taking Mohammed Kudus again? That is also another thing to think about. But Manchester United is very much into this, and we really hope everything goes on quite well, as it is in its early stages. It's a transfer that is in its early stages. Getting Mohammed Kudus would be a brilliant idea for Manchester United. Really, that would definitely bring about different options in the club. And also, let's talk about yet another football player. Let's talk about Moises Caicedo. You'll remember that Moises Caicedo is an Ecuadorian professional football player who plays as a defensive midfielder for the Ecuador national team, but also plays as a defensive midfielder for Brighton and Hove. He's been heavily linked to the club Chelsea and also Manchester United. So the fight is between Chelsea and Manchester United. Plus also Arsenal was also involved in this transfer, but Arsenal did not go far when it comes to this transfer. As a matter of fact, Moises Caicedo really has had a few talks with the club Chelsea and also Manchester United, both parties. And as it stands by now, Chelsea are heading in this transfer, as ugly as it sounds. But Chelsea are heading in this transfer. They've already submitted 2 bids. All of these 2 bids have been rejected, and that's the good news for Manchester United. The first bid being £60 million and the second bid being £70 million. That definitely shows you that he's now worth more than that. And all the 2 bids were rejected. And the club Brighton and Hove has valued the football player at 100 million euros. And not euros, sorry, pounds. And the big reason as to why his price really changed, went to 100 million pounds, is because of Declan Rice. Declan Rice was sold at 105 million pounds, and the club Brighton and Hove had to rethink and said because they are almost in the same range of quality and almost the same range really, in the club Brighton and Hove now branded him as a 100 million pound football player. That's his release clause. Anyway, let's really hope everything really goes on quite well for Manchester United, and Manchester United can get the football player. As we already know, the Manchester United is looking at getting a defensive midfielder, one who will definitely be for the next generation really. And the latest that we definitely are getting is that the club Manchester United is very interested in Moises Caicedo, as it has always been, but Chelsea are really getting it too fast. So Manchester United really needs to up their game so that they can get the football player. Anyway, let's talk about yet another football player, and it's the Imminent and Done deals right over here at the United chapter with me, your very host Abu KALS, as I'm definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest trade as it comes in. The most trending show, and that's the Imminent and Done deals. Quite a lot of people always ask me about the Imminent and Done deals. When are you doing the show? This is the 11th episode, and you can wait for the 12th episode that will be coming out very soon. Anyway, let's talk about yet another football player, and we're going to be talking about Rando Kolo Muani. Rando Kolo Muani, who is a very good football player, I must say. Let me see his statistics and a little bit of Rando Kolo Muani's stats. I need to get his statistics and see. You'll remember that Rando Colomwani is a French professional football player, plays as a forward for Bundesliga club Eintracht Frankfurt, and actually, and the French national team. I need to see his statistics. Let me see. He scored 6 goals. In the DFB Pokal, he scored 6 goals in 6 appearances. That's been quite good. And in the Bundesliga, he scored 15 goals in 32 appearances. That's also quite good. So the Frankfurt young superstar definitely could do something big at the club Manchester United. However, it will be remembered that he's not the principal target. The principal target of Manchester United is Rasmus Holland. And now let's talk about Rasmus Holland. So, having said that he's the principal target of Manchester United is trying its level best to make sure that they can sign Rasmus Holland. And this comes in at a point where the two have been connected, Rasmus Holland and Rando Colomwani. But for a fact, it is said that if Manchester United goes on and signs Rasmus Holland, then it won't sign. Manchester United won't sign Rando Colomwani. But if at all there is a stumbling block in the transfer of Rasmus Holland, then Rando Colomwani is going to be an alternative that the club Manchester United is going to be taking. It's going to be a brilliant one. It's going to be a massive one. Anyway, you can let us know what you definitely think about Rando Colomwani, and whom would you really go for? Would you go for Rando Colomwani, or you would go for you would definitely go for Rasmus Holland. Anyway, which part of the world are you watching from? Which part of the country are you watching from? Just please, you can get into the comment section and let us know where you are from, which part of the world you're from, as I'm definitely very happy to have you here at the United chapter with me, your very host, Abu KALS, as I'm dedicated to bring to you the latest straight as it comes in. And right about now, and at this moment in time, it will be remembered that the club Manchester United is looking at getting Rasmus Holland, with quite a lot of talks that have definitely gone on. There's been big talks between Manchester United and Rasmus. Big talks between Manchester United and Rasmus Holland, plus also Atalanta, where the 20-year-old plays for, and it is reportedly said that the club Manchester United is willing to pay a fee that is in the region of 45 to 50 million pound in euros. Sorry, but the club Atalanta is saying they need 60 million euros for the football player. Negotiations are still taking place, but this is a must do, as we can consider it the next done deal. It's going to be a deal that is done, sealed, and confirmed. Anyway, talking about a deal done, we already have seen Mason Mount. Mason Mount has already come from the club Chelsea and has joined the club Manchester United. And that's now a bit of some time ago, because he's already played for Manchester United a couple of games. And right about now, I think he's officially a Manchester United football player. We've got not quite a lot to talk about him because he's already signed. But this is the imminent and done deals, and we always talk about the football players who've signed, who've not yet signed, everybody who's going to sign. But Mason Mount really was very happy to join the club Manchester United after spending a big amount, around 18 years at the club Chelsea. He makes a wonderful move to the biggest club in the world, that's Manchester United. Anyway, let's get the party rolling, really. Let's talk about yet another football player, and guess whom we are talking about. After Rasmus Holland's deal is done, definitely we could be seeing the football player, Manchester United, going for Fiorentina, Fiorentina football player, and that is Amrabat. Amrabat is also a big target for the club Manchester United. I know he might not have appeared on the thumbnail, but he's a big target, and Manchester United is really looking at different ways on how they can sign the football player. And the fact that Fred is going to be out of the picture anytime now. Fred has not been on is not going to be part of the international games in the United States of America. And the big reason behind, despite the fact they are trying not to say it, but the big reason behind is because there is a move that is going to be happening very soon for him. It's going to be leaving the club Manchester United, really. But Manchester United really came out and said a few things about him not going to the United States. He says he's got personal problems. However, I do not agree with that. I think there is something that is being hidden behind. Anyway, let's talk about yet another football player, as we already know that the Fiorentina football player Amrabat is most likely going to be ending up at the club, Manchester United. There is a big possibility that he's going to end up at Manchester United, because Manchester United has already laid a foundation for this transfer. Already talks have been talked about, have been in progress. There's been quite a bit of talks that have been going on when it comes to this football player, and things have been running on quite well when it comes to Amrabat. Amrabat has already agreed a move to the club, Manchester United, but that does not mean that he's moving to Manchester United. A lot more has to be done for this deal to be sealed. Anyway, let's run to yet another football player. Whom are we talking about? Whom are we looking at? We are looking at the one and only Andre Onana. It will be remembered that take it from me, Andre Onana is a deal that is done, sealed, and completed, and is waiting for delivery. I'm telling you, Andre Onana is one of those goalkeepers really who actually plays modern football, a very good passer, one that definitely is quite entertaining when it comes to football, a very modern football, and it is said that he is a mix of the Manchester City's Henderson and also Alisson from Liverpool. That is the sort of football player that he definitely is. He lies in between there. Quite perfect, a very good one, has made a few mistakes, but also he's very nice to watch, very good to watch, with the likes of Pep Guardiola coming out and saying he's very hard to score. He's a very hard to score goalkeeper. That's exactly what we need for a goalkeeper. That's what any club really needs for a goalkeeper. Anyway, let's get the party rolling again. Let's get the party rolling. It's the 11th episode of the Imminent and Done Deals right about here at the United chapter, and we are talking about the one and only who's that Andre Onana. You will remember that actually Andre Onana's medical has been scheduled, but it's not yet done, as quite a lot of people came out and said he's already completed his medical, but that's not true. He's not yet completed his medical. Once he completes his medical, we will tell you. But for a fact, and from the information that we are getting, he could definitely have his first game, and his first game is going to be Aston versus Manchester United, a game that is going to happen on Saturday the 22nd, and we think it's definitely going to be a brilliant one. It's going to be a very good game, and the fact that he will have two new signings for Manchester United, and he might have three signings for the club Arsenal. We will definitely see. He will be separating men from boys from men, with Manchester United's two signings, Andre Onana and Mason Mount, who will definitely be on this game. We'll also be having watching three football players: Jurgen Timber, who is an Arsenal football player now, and also Declan Rice, plus Kai Havertz, who moved to Arsenal from Chelsea. Anyway, let's hope everything really goes on quite well for the football players, and let's get the party rolling again. It's the most trending, the number one trending show. Oh, I can understand why this show is always trending at number one. I really can understand, because I give you every little and tiny bit of transfers. Anyway, let's get, we've talked about Rasmus Holland. Let's talk about Mason Greenwood. You'll remember that Mason Greenwood's return to football is definitely coming. It's definitely on the way. It's something that's definitely going to be happening anytime from now. So Mason Greenwood really, who has been having charges and has been away for around 18 months now, 17 to 18 months. And it will be remembered that he's quite a very good football player, and Manchester United lacks a football player like him. He was recently linked to an exit of the club, with a lot of people saying that, a lot of blogs, websites saying that he's going to be going for a loan. But that was true. It was in the heads of the Manchester United staff. But at this moment in time, after realizing how good he still is, because he had personal training, and also it is reportedly said that in this personal training, some United staff really were available, and they really can see how good he is, and is giving them a bit of hard time. It's really quite hard for Manchester United to let go of their football superstar, and we could definitely be seeing him playing for Manchester United the coming season. However, he's not going to be available for the international games, maybe in the near future, but Aston Manu, he's not going to be available. But there is a big possibility that he's going to play for the club, Manchester United, one more time. One more time. That's Mason Greenwood. One more time. It's Mason Greenwood. One more time. Yeah, Mason Greenwood. Anyway, let's really, I hope that everything will go on quite well. Let's hope everything goes on quite well. It is the Imminent and Done Deals, the 11th episode of the Imminent and Done Deals, right over here at the United chapter, with me, your very host, Abu KALS. As I tell, thank you for being part of this, and let's meet in another episode. Once the episode is out, I'll try this time around. I'll make sure I bring it to you very easily. Some people always tell me, please put the Imminence and Done Deals every day. Guys, I have to collect all this information. I want to give you accurate information, so please, you'll have to endure with me so that I can always bring to you accurate and balanced information. Really, I don't know because I get this information from valid sources, so I have to make a bit of research, broad research really, to make sure that I bring to you the latest information and the most accurate information. That's why you always see me saying this is not true, because I've researched about it. I've gone to different websites. I've gone on Twitter. I've gone to Facebook, Instagram. I've gone everywhere researching, so that I can definitely bring to most accurate information. So if I don't come every day, please, I'm sorry, but I understand. For some reason, I can understand why you want this show every day, but I'll try. I'm not promising, but I will try. Anyway, thank you for being part of the United chapter, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so that when I come back, you do not miss out on the Imminence and Done Deals. Thank you, and goodbye for now.